Well, as legal cannabis begins to take off in more states across the U.S., some startups are discovering the hardest part is finding a place to work. A lot of communities don't want pot grown or processed in their towns, and that's where my next guest comes in. Tim McGraw is founder and CEO of Canna-Hub, which offers essentially industrial parks for cannabis companies. And welcome to the show. The park you're working on right now is almost complete, but tell us, why cannabis? Why not just another industrial park?
Quite frankly, demand. Right now, nearly 2/3 of the cities in California have outright bans on cannabis. So what Canna-Hub specializes in is building large-scale business parks to house all these operators.
So you've already signed up Cresco Labs for the park. Tell us who else is joining you.
Well, Cresco is the first of what we see as a pretty big migration to California of large-scale regulated state operators. From third-party testing labs out of states like Illinois and Maryland, Florida, and so forth. Cresco is just the first of dozens, if not hundreds, of operators from out of state that see the opportunity in the largest cannabis market in the world.
Do you have anybody else signed up at the moment, or you're expecting that business to come in?
We do. We have nearly 40% of our first campus full. But we've not released some of the names until they've given us permission to publicly release them.
Got it. How do you get local communities to sign off on this? And are you running into opposition in some places?
Well, our method has always been to go into cities that want us there, that see the economic impact that a large development like Canna-Hub will have. So we work with cities that want that economic stimulus and are willing to work with us to write ordinances that are cannabis business friendly, not just the zoning, but also with local taxes. All of our campuses enjoy a 0% revenue tax, which is rare. The average statewide locally is 7.9% of gross revenues. So that's a substantial savings for operators like Cresco, Act Labs, and others that are coming from other states. They realize that overhead matters. And to be competitive and to have a competitive advantage, frankly, occupying a Canna-Hub campus is a huge advantage.
You know, we talk a lot about dispensaries and marijuana sales, but in the end, a big part of this is a real estate play. I mean, you're a real estate guy. Why this versus something else?
Well, it's similar to the gold rush in that landholders and people selling picks and shovels made significant gains. It's similar here in California and cannabis in general. The demand for what we offer, as far as the savings on overhead and the fact we also offer ancillary services to these operators, from banking to packaging, those combined synergies and economies of scale offer significant savings and advantages to operators.
And is there? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
As far as retail is concerned, there's obviously a large move towards those operators going public in Canada, but we see that bubble, or not, I don't want to call it a bubble just quite yet, but there is a move from investors towards ancillary services in picks and shovels for the relative safety and security that real estate and ancillary services offer.